All right, Weather Warriors, welcome to your official 2019-2020 October forecast. And in this video, I'm going to go over temperatures, precipitation, snowfall even, and we're going to also look at the pattern through the month of October. So we're going to reveal what this map here means in a second. All right, guys, welcome to the other side of the video. Before we start, subscribe if you like daily weather forecasts, live streams, weather tutorials, and extreme weather videos. We got them all here on the channel. Hit those bell notifications, and then comment below. Do you want long-range forecasts or more short-range forecasts? Which one do you want more of? And we'll start making those. So first and foremost, let's get right into the forecast here. Now, this is what I'm thinking temperature-wise for the month of October here. So October 2019 here. So this is your gauge here, and this is the anomaly. So it's essentially measuring above or below average for the whole month of October, how much degrees. So this yellow area is generally going to be about a degree above average. So slightly above average in this yellow area. That is what I'm thinking, because we're going to have some serious ridging that happens across the United States. It's not going to be all in one bang, but there is going to be an average of warm temperatures from the ridging. There's going to be a period where some pretty good ridging in the central U.S. and actually would span most of the United States, somewhere I think around mid-October, and we'll look at that in a second. Now, the start of October is going to be very cool for this area in the northwestern United States, so I'm actually going to leave that area out, but it does warm up later in the month, so it kind of balances out and actually ends up a little bit warmer when all the checks and balances end up at the end of the month. But this area is probably the most uncertain area right here in the northwestern United States. It's going to start off cold, but it will warm up as we head towards later in the month. South of that, in the southern half of the United States, it's going to be moderately above average, about 2 or so degrees above average, and then decently above average as we head towards the southeastern part of the United States, not quite reaching Florida, but that area right there I think is going to experience overall the warmest of activity. It's not going to change a whole lot in terms of temperature, so it's going to be very warm down there. So precipitation wise, this is what I'm thinking for October. You're going to have several waves that kind of storm systems that move along the border of Canada and the US with this pattern. The first part of October, it's going to be kind of active out in this area now, and cold as well. As we head towards the rest of the month, the storm track is probably just going to be a little bit north of that area. And that will, that'll produce some good precipitation, potentially as far south as Washington. So I think above average for that area. And then also some decent pockets of precipitation out in this area, I think especially early in the month of October. And that area will get some pretty good precipitation as well. As we'll have a trough that sets up here and precipitation out here. Farther south, I'm thinking above average precipitation here in the southwestern United States. Below average precipitation here. I think the storm track, a lot of that's going to be to the north. I think you're going to get some decent ridging here in the central U.S. Could be an area of below average precipitation here. Could see some above average precipitation right along the coast as well, and especially into Florida. So that is kind of what I'm thinking for precipitation for the month of October. Now, how about that snowfall? I did release a video on this about our long-range snowfall chances. Now, things are kind of trending up for this area right here because of the negative P&A. So we could be dealing with some snow in Montana and Wyoming at the first part of October and parts of late September. So I would actually include maybe September 29th into this forecast. But nonetheless, some decent snowfall for early in the month, but I think most of the snow is going to fall early, and then we're going to see a pattern change a little bit, and what will happen is there'll be less snow after that. But early in the month, there could be a decent amount of snow there. This yellow box is the most uncertain area. We'll have further updates if that area looks to light up with snow. There are some indications that there could be a lot of snow in this area. There's some indications that it won't, but everywhere else looks a lot more likely. So that's what I'm looking at for snow. Everywhere else, it's going to be pretty warm this month. I don't foresee any early snowfalls that are anything major for this month, except for the northwest part of the United States. So that's going to be the snowfall outlook. Now, what does the pattern look like? Well, this is the start of the month. This is going to be early October. We got a negative P&A. I mean, look at this. And, it's been very consistent here. So troughing in the west and ridging in the east. This is your negative P&A pattern. Pretty good warming up there as well. And so what's going to happen is you're going to get your storm systems typically on this northeast side of this quadrant of this troughing. And you're going to get cold air near and northwest of that as well, and somewhere in there as well. And so you're going to get very cold temperatures out here and some storms. So this first week or so of October is going to be kind of cold out west, stormy, but that's going to quickly change, and then very warm out east. That's going to quickly change as we head towards the second week of October. And it's almost a flip. You're not quite, though, but you're going to get warmer conditions, a little bit more ridging out west and troughing out east. Now, these small scales are going to change. The little detail is going to change. We're just looking for pattern changes for the most part here. But nonetheless, there's a strong signal that the negative P&A will fizzle out as we head by the second week of October. I'd actually even say maybe in the third or the fourth, that negative P&A pattern will be very brief. Now, there's going to potentially be some storm systems that track across the northern part of the United States, and that could occur for much of the month. So I definitely think there's going to be several waves for parts of the western part of Washington, especially. And then it gets kind of cooled out east, but that's not going to last too long, I don't think. I think for the most part, you're going to see this kind of look for most of October, with some zonal or ridging across much of the United States from west to east. Again, maybe the extreme corner here receiving some precipitation here. This actually could favor some precipitation for the northern U.S. Again, we're going to see several waves. I mean, look at this. Boom, boom, boom. Probably another one coming up here that track across the border. This has been very consistent. And I think that's going to cause some decent precipitation for the northern U.S. and especially Canada as well. So we'll see how far that gets. And then warming, obviously, underneath, and probably drier conditions, especially in this area. That's towards the second week of October. Here's the third week, to 24th. Again, very warm, very ridging across much of the central U.S. Some troughing here, some troughing there. I think the details of these things are going to change a little bit, but the general look, for the most part, is higher height anomalies here. There's going to be some waves that move through, but warmer than average. All right, so here's the current look at the sea surface temperature anomalies, and you can see it's really warm out here near the Gulf of Alaska and off the Pacific Ocean. I just don't think that cold air that happens early in the month is going to hold up. There's just a lot of warm air out here. Sometimes the models can underestimate that. And so I think you're going to get some warming out west. And in general, I think there's going to be a lot of warming all across much of the country. So you're going to get kind of zonal flow with your main storm systems tracking off to the north. That could give some above average precipitation for the northern U.S., but for the most part, that's kind of going to be the look. The pattern is going to change from day to day, but this is kind of an average. Now, again, lots of warm temperatures out there, but here's something else to watch is the Enzo as we head towards winter. Kind of cool out here, but I want to show you something. Remember a couple of days ago when it was down here, it looked like it was going to be a La Nina. I said it would jump back up, and it looks like that's starting to happen now over the past couple of days. This is actually a few days old, but nonetheless, you can definitely see that jump back up. I think it's going to end up in a neutral winter this winter. There's a lot of warm air out right now, but I think as we head towards winter, you're eventually going to see this pattern shape up more and more, this neutral look because of those waters, and probably a more warming out west as well. So that in general wraps up the October forecast. Now, again, warmer than average for most of the United States. The highest chance for anything cooler is going to be out here, and it's going to happen earlier in the month. But overall, slightly to moderately above average across the United States, and then some pockets of above average precipitation in the northern U.S., and then parts of the southwest, southeastern United States, and then below average precipitation in the south central, and kind of southeast United States. So that's what I'm thinking. And then best chance of snow going to be northwestern United States as well. So if you like videos like this, hit that subscribe button below, hit the bell notifications. We release these daily. Hit that like blitz. Also, if you have any content like photos or videos, feel free to message me here on YouTube. We're going to have some segments where we show your photos and videos if you give us permission and stuff like that. And I think we'll make some videos just in general over natural phenomena as well on this channel. Check out this up here. This is going to be my winter forecast for this winter if you haven't seen it. And then comment below, do you want long range forecasts or short range? Because we'll make more of whatever people want as well. So with that said, hope you enjoyed this forecast. Looks like a warm fall, good fall to get out, do some stuff. Go to some apple orchards and yada, yada, yada. So, all right, guys. So have a good one, and we'll see you soon.